SoFi's rebounding a little bit today, which at this point, man, whether it's 0.5%, 1%, 2%, I'll take it considering how much red we've seen in this name over the last couple of weeks. We're now up around 2% on the day. I'll take it. We're trading over $16 a share as every index in the U.S. market is up. The Dow's up 0.25%. The Qs and the S&P each up around 0.4, and the Russell is leading the gains up over 0.75%. And guys, the NASDAQ hit all-time highs today. The S&P did as well. It's been a lot of the same. As you guys know, we've been hitting all-time highs. It seems like day after day after day. And we did it again, guys. So we have to break down SoFi, the charts, what I'm doing. We'll go over a stock that I added more to today, and overall a couple stocks I'm watching right now, other than SoFi, of course. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join my Patreon for my portfolio updates, and my private Discord if you guys want. That's linked down below, pinned in the comments as well, or go to stassurfest.com/Patreon. And now, of course, cheers, take a sip of your coffee. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always, and let's dive into it. So, like I said, before we dive into SoFi, we hit all-time highs again on the S&P 500. Looking here at SPY, we hit over $740, and the Qs, which just broke through 700, which we predicted that, by the way, not to toot my own horn. The Qs hit $714 and about 50 cents. Talk about performance. Now we're up around 30, almost 30% off the lows on the Qs, and SPY's up around, let's see, during that same time period, we're up about 18%. Think about that, which we've talked about before. You know, if you panic sold, you missed out on this entire move. Think about it. If you panic sold around, this time period in March, you would not be happy right now, considering we've seen a V-shaped recovery like no other. I mean, it's not like the one we saw back during the COVID times. That was an insane V-shaped recovery. But man, this is similar. This is similar to that in, in terms of the magnitude of the rebound and how quick it actually happened, right? So insane day for the S&P, for the Qs, a lot of individual stocks too, by the way. Circle Internet Group, Coherent, IPI, a couple ETFs I'm watching, of course, Micron. All these stocks are going nuts, with a lot of these crypto stocks leading the day today. But we're gonna cover those more later in the video. SoFi, which we covered yesterday, we just got a big buy. Well, not a big buy from Anthony Noto, but Anthony Noto did buy some shares on Friday. We got that news. I think he bought. I forget the share amount, but he bought at $15 and roughly 80 cents a share, about $250,000 worth. And yeah, it was $250,000 worth, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. The buy before that was $500,000, and he bought another $1 million before that. So I think he bought on the 3rd of March and the 17th of March, if I remember correctly. And now again on the 8th of May. So he's bought about $1.75 million of SoFi, and he owns roughly $190 million of the stock, to give you guys perspective as to how much he actually owns. So that's a good sign that Noto is buying shares. We talked about that yesterday, and I told you guys, once we saw the drop after earnings, I'm like, if Noto doesn't buy shares, that's a red flag. So the fact that he came in, he bought shares after the company reported record earnings and the stock tanked, that's a very good sign. And I did have some criticism on the magnitude of the buys, considering he owns 190, almost $200 million of the stock. He only bought $250,000 on Friday. So I'm like, the magnitude of the buys, it's pretty small, right? But maybe he's saving some buying power for when the stock gets lower, if it gets lower. And to be honest, if he doesn't buy more than $250,000 worth, if the stock gets down to $12, $13, I think that would be a little alarming. I got to be honest, but we're not there yet, and we don't know what he's thinking in terms of, okay, I'm going to buy this amount at this level, this much at this level, right? We don't know what he's thinking, but if he's going to buy more, or rather if it gets lower, he should buy more, and that would be a great sign coming from the CEO. We've covered this many times already, right? So at this point, we are seeing support at $15.50 to $16 as of today, which is a good sign considering I said, guys, if we take out $15.50, this is going to fill the gap down to about $14.80, $15. So the fact that we're holding $16 as of today, that's a very good sign, right? And the fact that we're maintaining the lows from after earnings, that's also a very good sign. But the chart still does not look great for the bulls. I got to be honest. Yeah, we're holding support here at $15.50. $16, that's a good sign. But the head and shoulders is still intact. You guys see that right here. The head and shoulders is still there. The death cross is still there. We're still under both moving averages. So I'm looking at this like, we're seeing a little relief rally today, but that might just be all it is. Considering we're not really breaking through any moving averages. So for me to actually believe that this is a breakout, we have to take out not only the 50 SMA, but also the 180 SMA, and we have to take out the highs from early April. On the 8th of April, we hit $17.50, $18 a share. In my opinion, we need to see a clean break out of that for this to be a breakout, for it to be a reversal, and we're just not there yet. So we're kind of seeing a relief rally today. I think there's a decent chance it's met with more selling based on the charts as of now, based on how SoFi has also been reacting the last couple of weeks. So keep that in mind. And for me, you guys know, I'm in cash secured puts, or I'm about to be in cash secured puts. I'm looking to get in this stock more at $12, $13 a share. That's where I think there's a decent chance it gets to. And I think Noto is waiting to back up the truck at that price, 12, 13 a share. And even under that, if it gets there, guys, if it gets there. So I love the fact that we are finding support. Noto is buying shares, but we need to see the bulls come to life a little bit further and break out of these levels I mentioned for me to get more excited in the short term. Obviously, long term, I'm excited. I think SoFi is going to do well long term, but for this to really break through in the short term, for me to get excited, we need to see it take out 17, quite frankly, $18 a share. So patience, guys, patience. And looking at some other names here, Robinhood is breaking through $80 a share, which you guys know I added some Robinhood after they reported earnings and their stock tanked. I bought at $72. Now we're at $80 a share. And I think this is getting ready for a move towards the 90s, right? I think it's going higher than $90 a share, and the chart's looking good. If you guys take a look at the chart, we're obviously in a sideways channel here between $70 and roughly $90. $90 being resistance, 70 being support, obviously. And we're obviously now taking out the highs from last week with this move today. We're up 4% on Robinhood today, by the way. So that's a very good sign. We're back over 80, back over these moving averages, taking out the highs from last week. And honestly, from the last couple of weeks, other than this high right here, we struggled to break through $80. So I think, guys, call me crazy, but I think we're going $85, $90 fairly soon here. Whether it's this week or maybe even next week by the looks of this chart. And I was about to sell covered calls on Robinhood, but I didn't. And I'm glad I did. Or I'm glad I didn't, rather, because I think there's going to be more upside here to 85.90, and that might be the spot to sell calls at an $100 strike. If it gets to, let's say, if it gets to $90, guys, I'll be selling the 100, 105 calls all day, but I'm going to wait a bit before I do that. So I love the way Robinhood's shaping up. up over 4%, bought that dip at $72. And I also added some Mercado Libre today, which I know, this stock has not been doing well, but I'm taking advantage of this weakness for the long term. This is not a trade. This is a long-term investment, and we covered it on Patreon. We did a little write-up going over why Mercado Libre is selling off. Essentially, the gist of it is their margins are compressing, right? Free cash flow, operating margins, all that's compressing in the short term because they're making some key investments within the business for the long term, right? So in my eyes, I'm looking at that. I'm like, okay, short-term margin compression, free cash flow is getting hit in the short term, right? Operating margin in the short term is getting hit because they're making key investments that's going to help them expand their margin, expand their free cash flow long term. So if you're able to just look past this margin compression in the short term, right, and the free cash flow compression in the short term, if you can look past it, focus on the long term, this is a clear opportunity, right? They grew revenues 49% year over year. Nobody's paying attention to that. Nobody's paying attention to the growth. All eyes are on margin, the compression, the EPS, right? But at the end of the day, it's short term, right? It's short term, and this is where opportunities arise in the market. So I bought some more shares at $15.50. My first buy in the stock since early March. I think I bought some more, or was it? I think it was in mid-March. Whenever it was in the mid-16s is the last time I bought. Then it ran to about 1900. Now we're tanking again, obviously, so I'm buying more, and my average cost is right around 1700 across two accounts here, guys. So I'm happy with that. Long-term, Mercado Libre is going to do well. It's a great company, strong fundamentals. They have a big footprint in Latin America, as you guys know, when it comes to e-commerce, when it comes to fintech, you name it. So my eyes, margin compression. It's a short-term pain for long-term gain. I'm taking advantage and I'm adding more shares. And when in doubt, zoom out. The 1-year chart doesn't look great, but when you look at the max chart, the 3-year chart, you start to realize, okay, this stock's still uptrending. This is a dip. It got too ahead of itself at $2,700 a share. It's time to start buying in my eyes. So, of course, do your own research. That's what I'm doing, and I'm excited about it long term. It's truly one of those where I'm buying it, I'm setting and forgetting it, and then in 5 years, I'm going to look back, and if this stock doesn't do any splits, I think it'll be a $3,000-$4,000 stock, no problem at some point in the next 3 to 5 years. I genuinely believe that, or I would not be buying it. Right? I'm not just throwing money anywhere, guys, in this market. I'm being strategic with my buys, and I want exposure to different markets, different regions, and I think Mercado Libre is great. It's a great play from Latin America, and I think the growth is going to be there. It's going to be a high-growing company for a while longer, a long time more. So yeah, what do you guys think? I'll leave it there. I don't want to yap too long in this video, guys. We're already 13 minutes in. But yeah, what a day for the market. SoFi is rebounding. Robinhood looks great. Mercado Libre doesn't look so great in the short term, but long term, it's a great company. Best believe that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe, follow along for more content, and join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my actual portfolio updates, my private Discord. You guys see all my moves in real time. It's on Patreon. Link down below, pinned in the comments, or go to stocksurfs.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you guys in the next video.